Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Four Lads Instant Rangers match reaction. After 30 minutes, we were not looking forward to this, but it's ended up well, Kenny. 3 points, lots of plus points, lots of scary points. Job done for Rangers.
What a game that was, wasn't it? As you say, first half hour, just a shambles, all over the place, physically getting bullied like kids. Um, Barry makes the change in half an hour, and bit by bit, we got ourselves into the game. And by the time the second half comes, we've just totally dominated it and thoroughly deserved the win. It was unusual game of football, and actually, to be fair, I thought it was a cracking game to watch, mate. I don't know what you thought.
After 30 minutes, I didn't think that, that's for sure. Listen, let's talk about the first 30 minutes. Started okay. You could see they were trying to zip it about. They were trying to play it fast. You understood that. Not really doing much. And then Kilmarnock got a spate of corners. I think they got 4. And from that, Rangers just wilted. A free header at the back post. You're 1-0 down, right? Okay, fair enough. Reset. That can happen. And then within 2 minutes, Raskin and Nsiala get too close. Nsiala then all over the place with the pass. You're 2-0 down, and very quickly in the next 10 minutes, we could have been 3 or 4. Nsiala proper getting pushed and bullied off the ball. They looked like they had never even seen a football, never mind anything else. I actually said on the Twitter notes, I said, you need to take proper off before this even get worse. To be fair to Barry, he made the call, took the young fella off, and he was having just a bad game. I think at the point I said about proper, Nsiala then said, oh, hold on, hold my beer. And he completely crumbled and fell apart. And I'm really disappointed because I've talked him up. I've thought he was a player. He's a young lad. He's going to have these games. But that first 30 minutes, Kenny, it could have been more than 2, and Rangers were lucky still to be in it.
Yeah, and to be fair, Barry Ferguson could have taken any of them off in that first half hour. He could have taken both centre halves off. They were rank rotten. They were getting ragdolled about the place. But we just, funny enough, I tend to agree with you. I thought we started the first 5-10 minutes all right. I thought we were okay. You expect a little bit of a physical challenge down there, the set pieces and stuff like that they're very good at. But it was when the first goal went in, it was very soft, and I wasn't sure if it was a foul or not, but it's just really soft. It's free header yet again, and it goes. As you say, a couple of minutes later, we've lost the second one. We were all at sea, all over the place, and as you know, you're saying, you know what you've said there, but as a team, I just thought they just looked terrified, like genuinely scared of the environment they were in, and you know that pitch and the way Kilmarnock were playing. And I'm going to give them credit because I thought in the first half hour they played really quite well, and we just didn't match them at all for effort or commitment or anything like that. But as I say, personally, I was saying the same as you on the chat. I'd say Proper needs to come off because I thought he was just having a terrible, terrible time. But Ferguson made the right call.
He was, Kenny. He was 100%. He was having a terrible time. But Nsiala, from 20 to 30, completely capitulated. After the mistake for the second goal, which was his mistake, Raskin makes a mistake as well. They're too close, which means he can't judge the pass. But after that, he crumbled. He got moved quite easily for the one where the boy goes through and drags it wide. That easily probably should have been a goal. But he just looked timid. He looked frightened. Barry made the right call, and it was a big call. But James Tavernier, just highlight this at this moment in time, I think Cyril Dessers was man of the match, and I'll speak about that in a bit. But Tavernier at centre-back, calm, composed, didn't lose a header, didn't lose his battles. He was excellent, and he just calmed everything down around him. Tav at centre-back again. Excellent move by the manager. He didn't have much other options. Could have brought on Fernandez, I suppose, but an excellent move. But all credit to the captain. When you need a wee bit of stability, when you need that composure, he was excellent.
Absolutely was. And as I say, I genuinely felt that you'll have seen my notes there, that it just brought stability to the back four right away. The minute it happened, the minute Tav went in there, and I don't know if it's just perhaps that there's two experienced centre halves, or two experienced players in at centre half. But I thought Tavernier was sensational at centre half tonight. I genuinely thought he was really, really good. And as you say, very composed, very assured, and perhaps we found a position for him from here on in.
Vital goal. Egerman, again, I thought he was good. Dangerous, lively, had that volley earlier on in the first 5 minutes, which was a really good save. He turns the defender. Good advantage by Don Robertson. Diamande slides a terrific pass through. And this is where Czerny is excellent on his left foot, but I'm still kind of worried. He takes his time. A couple of minutes later, we have a 4-on-3 and he does it and he gets tackled. This time he gets the shot away. Vital moment, Kenny, because see when that goal went in, I thought we can win this. If we had went in at 2, that goal changes the whole complexion of the game. And going into half-time, Dessers had chances. We had that one from Czerny. We probably could have been level. And I think they would have got a rocket at half-time, obviously, but that goal was key to giving them the belief they needed, and it was a lovely goal.
It was a cracking goal. And fair play, you'll not hear me compliment referees very often, but a cracking advantage played and a lovely composed finish. And it's not an easy finish at all because he's got to get it in between the defender and the keeper and tuck it right in the corner, and he did so with aplomb. But that how many times do we hear this? That the third goal in a game is is really vital. And I was totally like you. Got to be fair and say that when we scored that, I thought there's something in this for us because you've weathered that storm that they came at us with for the first half hour, and they must have been a bit gutted walking in at 2-1 at half time because they had missed a few themselves. But totally agree, just brilliant finish and a really nice goal, and because as you say, the Diamande pass and stuff like that, really nice goal.
We needed it, and the second half starts slowly. It was fine. Rangers building up, dominating the ball. Line's really high. We've got them penned in the way you would want. The corner comes, Tab swings it in, Dessers knocks it in, straight from a corner. We've missed the simplicity of that kind of goal. Striker on the 6-yard box. And you go from being 2 down and Dessers, how don't you finish that, to being right, he's got us back in it. And within a couple of minutes, Kenny, Rangers were dominating. 2-2, vital moment to get that goal again because you're 50-odd minutes, plenty of time now, and it was only going to be one way.
Yeah, I agree. I thought we were a wee bit slow out the blocks at the start of the second half. I thought we'd allowed, Kilmarnock a little bit of territorial advantage, but the goal came at a perfect time for us. And you could see what it meant to them. They were right up for that. You've seen Dessers' reaction himself, absolutely buzzing with a goal, and you could hear the way end was going bonkers. And I just thought there was only one team winning that from there on in. And listen, I've got to give Barry Ferguson a lot of credit because you'll have seen my note as well where I said I would take Dessers off at half time. Fair play, because what a second half the boy had. He was brilliant.
Totally agree. I would have done that. That's what I was saying. I would have wanted something else. I'm very heavily biased towards Danilo, but we'll get to Dessers in a minute or two. Rangers were doing something. I don't know if people picked up on this. I certainly did. They were more direct, and I don't mean long balls. I mean in the strikers. So they were trying to play off Dessers. They were trying to get him to hold it up and also get right on the line and drag the last defender. It nearly worked at the end of the first half, but they were hitting that ball all the time. Egerman, Hadji was coming in, Dessers was coming in, and it was that direction that I think troubled Kilmarnock because they were a bit shocked by what was going on, and it led to the third goal. Kilmarnock are pushing up. Redvan gets it, plays a long ball in, lots for Dessers to do, and we've seen him muck about and step over the ball and go one-on-ones, and he just rattles it, and it took me by surprise, but it was a brilliant finish. proper textbook striking finish. He doesn't think about it. He doesn't have time. One hit, one touch, right in the corner. We're 3-2 up, and it was a brilliant goal again, a brilliant moment. And it's 62 minutes on the clock, and it shows you we scored the goals today at vital times. 35, you're back in the game. 53, you're 2 each. You've got loads of time. 62, you're 3-2 up, and you're completely in control of the game. And it was perfect, Kenny.
What a goal. Give Ridvan Yilmaz a lot of credit. It was a lovely wee ball, dink ball over the top. And there's plenty for him to do with that pass as well, because he's got to get it in between and in the right area, and he does that. And yeah, you're absolutely right about Cyril Dessers. You never know what the kid's going to do you? You just don't know what he's going to do. But the amount of you've got to say that his time here, Stevie, the amount of absolutely brilliant one-touch finishes he's got is phenomenal. And listen, I actually was a bit like you, was like, wow, what a finish. Because he just connects with absolutely perfectly. Keeper doesn't even move. If you think about how far away it is that he's hitting it from, keeper doesn't even budge, because it's right in the corner, it's right in the side net. And as you say, came at a brilliant time for us, because it's one of those things that you know yourself, when you're down there, you can succumb to their pressure and what they do, and they're very, very physical. They're a big, strong team, and to get up kind of sorts that out a little bit.
We also done something that we've not done this season, which is score when we're on top and really punish teams when we're pressing on. Rangers have put so much into it. There was chances, and Pennant come on again, but then Killie made a couple of changes. He started to get throw-ins, and Robin Proper has a moment, 72 minutes, where he has a really bad touch. And it's just a wee reminder to everybody that we are not a solid defensive unit at this moment in time. I don't think Jeffrey's on form. Ridvan playing at right back was doing a job, and he assisted a goal. But in one-on-ones, that boy Fraser, I think it was Murray possibly, the boy that was playing against him, had him quite a lot of times, and we were vulnerable. But in the middle, Proper and Tab managed to keep them out just. But there was a wee reminder, they had a long shot, excellent save by Jack Butland as well. And then Rangers go and kill it off. But it was that wee 10-minute period that they didn't wobble, but they dipped their energy, having given it so much. But then, impressively, they went ahead and they went upfield and they killed it off just with 5 minutes later. And it's a lovely play by Dessers, flicks it to Diamandi. Diamandi then running in. He's got plenty of time. Bayrami keeps himself onside. Where's he going to go, left or right? He goes right. Bayrami, plenty of time. Gets it on target, goes through the keeper, and it's in. Mohamed Diamandi's second assist of the afternoon. Diamandi and Raskin grabbed that game 40-odd minutes on, especially in the second half, Kenny. You made the point off air, and you're completely right. The manager went to both of them. He went to Raskin at the end. I wouldn't be surprised if he was saying, that's what I want from you. But 4-2, and thoroughly deserved from 30 minutes on. Rangers lucky. It couldn't have been. Sum it up a wee bit for me. We got there in the end. The players deserve a lot of credit for the spirit to turn that round. Management team might not have got it right at the start, which is harsh on them because they're just a day in the door. But to make that brave decision after 30, change the whole game, they come out of this tonight really well. The players come out of it tonight really well for their response and the kind of passion that we showed. All we ask is that we can relate to this team. We can relate to that comeback.
It's a mentality issue, I think, that maybe the remnants of what's been going on of late, Stevie, where, you lose the first goal. It's a terrible goal to lose. You very quickly descend into farcical, a sort of farcical situation where you're 2 down, looking at 3. And they'll feel a little bit unfortunate in that first half hour. It wasn't 3 or 4. But from that minute on, as I say, I would love to have been a fly in the wall in the dressing room at halftime, because that team came out in the second half. As you say, that substitution on the half hour is absolutely pivotal to what we've done. But at halftime, they've come out like a different team, Stevie. It's almost as if I don't know if you noticed it as well very quickly, that when you were talking about how direct we were, we also narrowed it in the second half. They were very narrow and kind of overloaded the middle of the park and came at them with lots and lots of bodies in there. They didn't handle it at all. So my kind of overall synopsis of that is that perhaps just a weak mentality, that's been running through this team kind of evaporated at half time, and hopefully it stays that way for the remainder of the season, Stevie.
Perhaps they quickly found out at half time that weak mentality wouldn't be allowed.
Exactly.
So I love the passion from the management team, all of them on the bench tonight. Quick summation on your man of match, please, Kenny, before I tell you mine.
There's a number. You could say Tavernier, you could say Diamande, you could say Cyril Dessers. I'm going to go for Nico Raskin. I thought he really was superb in the second half and was actually one of the better players in the first half. Now, lots of people disagree with that, but that's my take on it.
I'm going to go Dessers, and I think he's thoroughly deserved on it. First half, nope, wasn't holding it, wasn't stuck. He must have got told it at half time. Scored the equaliser for 2-2. Brilliant finish for 3. He also cleared a number of throws and corners with his head. He was really strong and defensively in our box, a lot of clearances, and his assist or second assist for the last goal, his flick was really good. And it was just an evening where you needed somebody, and he came up with it. So James Tavernier, really close second for me, just because of everything that I said about him being that calm influence. But Kenny, Dessers for me, my man, a job well done. On to Saturday. That's the kind of spirit we want to see. Maybe not give Motherwell a 2-goal lead, but that's what we want. Yeah,
absolutely. Much more of that second half. And I'll tell you what, going down there, being 2-0 down in half an hour, our record's appalling down there, Stevie, as you know. It is appalling. So to go down there and score 4 goals in the last hour, surely to goodness this team can take a bit of confidence from that, along with the new manager and his team. Delighted for Barry Ferguson, I have to say, because the look in his face after half an hour, I wouldn't want to be a Rangers player for the next couple of days, put it that way.
Nope, and that's exactly what we need. Delighted for Barry, delighted for this management team. I really hope that that's the kind of attitude that is installed in them. I think at 2-0 down and looking over and seeing those faces, they might have just known, well, we're in trouble here. Full credit to the team. They came back. Full credit to management for getting those changes right. It's a good night. It's a good 3 points. That's all it is. But in a season where there's nothing really left for us aside domestically, let's just try and win as many as we can and get a wee bit of joy. And I'll certainly take a lot of joy from that. Well done, Rangers. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to our sponsors, Rhino Express, Cliveview Joinery, Athol Industrial Solutions, CSD Air Conditioning, our partners, Black Rooster and Art of Gold. We really appreciate it. Kenny, thank you for your time. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This has been 4 Lads Instant Match Reaction. Kilmarnock 2, Rangers 4. Well done, Barry.
Four Lads podcast is sponsored by Rhino Express, Cliveview Joinery, Athol Industrial Solutions Limited and CSD Air Conditioning, along with Art of Gold. Thank you for listening or watching the podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show.